because apparently they didn't get it the first time. So South Park already made fun of this, and people were like, "Oh, it's not happening. That's not happening." But then we see this. So Star Wars director Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy says it's about time a woman shaped a Star Wars film. Wasn't that what Kathleen Kennedy was doing? Hence why South Park was making fun of her. You know, put a chick in it, make it lame and gay. Have they not learned? And so me personally, Star Wars, I don't give a crap. I don't watch it. But I know there are people who've been watching it since like the first one. So it was like 1973, 74. So almost 40, what, 50 years almost? Yeah, like 50 years it's been around. No one's had a problem with it. And then they, even if there was like subtle, like, oh, like they're really, a metaphor for Nazis or whatever, it was subtle. Here, it's just in your face. Just like all fandoms, you have people who are fans of Doctor Who. Doctor Who's been around for 60 years, and some of these people who are now not watching it anymore have been watching it for 60 years, and they've seen all this apparent woke bullshit that they've added in the past. But when it's in your face every episode, when you have a holiday special or an anniversary special, and you bring back like David Tennant, and you're still doing bad numbers for views, people are just getting turned off by it. People are just tired of it. At Star Wars, have they not learned? No one likes the new Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy has ruined Star Wars. Again, South Park made fun of her, and they're like, "Oh, that's not what's actually happening." But then, even after that South Park episode, that Enter the Pandaverse, they're still doing this. Oh, we're gonna add a chicken, and we're gonna make her lame and gay. It's just I don't understand why Hollywood. Oh, Adrienne Curry, absolutely gorgeous. She's like, I'm so sick of these assholes. She's really cool. Um, Retired Hollywood douche, Tolkien enthusiast, nerdum connoisseur. Yeah, she's always been pretty cool. Um, so when you have females basically saying, "I'm tired of this bullshit," the new lineup, androgynous Luke, Han is now female. Apparently Lizzo is Leia. I mean, well, it's a white dude, and we got to make fun of white dudes, so white dude bad. That's hilarious. New Disney Star Wars lightsabers. The Force. That's not the kind of Force we were thinking about. Kathleen Kennedy still having a job debunks every argument that that there's a patriarchy. Yeah, a pile. The sequel's already planned. Just freaking like what? Um, that's a, is that like the part of their finger? It's like Morgan Freeman if it was Yoda, or Whoopi Goldberg or something. Got to represent. Yeah, Star Wars is saved. Um, oh, is that one? What's your favorite? I don't know. There's a victim of identity theft every 2 seconds. Norton LifeLock. Because 4 out of 5 Disney era Star Wars films weren't focused around women. And again, like that's the problem with nowadays. They try to say that there's no women, female representation, that we need these strong boss bitches, but no one had a problem with Leia, one of the most beloved characters in Star Wars. Um, You know, back in the 70s and 80s, you had Sigourney Weaver all over the place. Complete badass, even in her minor roles as a minor badass in like freaking Ghostbusters. Are you a god? I mean, she's so badass. Everything she does is badass. Um, Even like if you remember Holes, you know, Shia LaBeouf, even that movie, she was a badass. You know, so people don't have a problem with naturally badass women. You know, when you're making these characters to specifically make a badass woman or to check boxes, they're not authentic. If you're going to say, "Oh, we're going to make Star Wars female," it's not authentic because they're not going to be good characters. Leia was a good character. She was an amazing character. Rey, people don't like her. You know, it's just like, oh well, we're so used to having all these Jedi masters who are male. You know, you had Anakin, you had Luke. Well, now we're gonna have a girl who can do it all. But she was so badly written that no one liked her. Um, well, Star Wars was almost dead. Now it's buried. Girl villains. These are not girl. Yeah, Disney hire woke directors. Fucking racists and bigots. They won't be happy at Lucasfilms till everything burns. More gayness and lameness too. Wait, last Star Wars flopped big time. Can we flop it faster? Flop it faster than a floppy dick. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? I love the young people. Carp, carp, carp. Flopping around like a magic carp. Yeah, everything burns. And again, no one has a problem with female characters. You know, it's like when Rings of Power came out. You know, they were like, "Oh, well, people just hate women because everyone's bashing on Guy Ladriel," and it's like, no, she's poorly written. It is nothing like the Galadriel that we saw in the books or in the Peter Jackson movies. You know, you're trying to like, oh yeah, we need to make her a boss bitch and have her fighting and this and that, but Galadriel's power and just the respect that she commanded just being in your presence was badass. She didn't have to do anything to be badass. Um, like I said, Sigourney Weaver. You know, this was back in the 70s and 80s. You know, Alien. She was a badass. Um, let's see who else. I mean, Uma Thurman, Kill Bill, badass. So that you don't need to say, oh well, we need more female representation, or we need to make because we already have it. You know, these people are acting like, oh, these female creatures that just we've just discovered these female creatures. No, females have been in movies forever. Some of my favorite movies have female leads. I, I don't have a problem with female leads. You know, um, you a god. I love that moment. Ghostbusters, man. And see, and then they make a female Ghostbusters, and they're like, "Oh, usually here because it's female." But then people see it, it's like, no, the movie just flat out sucked, and it didn't need to be made. You just didn't need to do it. Um, yeah, Ripley, in Alien, um, Uma Thurman, like I said, Kill Bill. What's her? I can't remember the name. It's what's the? Oh my god, it's right there in my mind. Where? What is it? What is it? Not Baby Doll. In the movie, I can't remember. I think her name is like Baby Doll or Baby Face or something. Uh, you guys, hang on. Sucker Punch. That's the name of it. Um, yeah, Baby Doll. I got the name right. I couldn't remember the name of the movie though. But Sucker Punch, great movie. Badass, and it's an all-female lead. Great movie. Series of unfortunate events, even though it's not like a badass type situation. The fact that she plays Violet Baudelaire, who's incredibly smart, and she can pretty much put together, and she's like a MacGyver. She's in a situation, she just can put things together and help everyone out, which is in itself pretty badass. So just this one actress who was in Sucker Punch and two characters, two different movies, two different genres, pretty badass. From movies like Kick-Ass or Scott Pilgrim, you have the female characters in there that are badass. So these people seem to think that women need all this representation. They don't. They've been in movies, badass roles forever. And the fact that they're going to take Star Wars and be like, we're going to make it more lame and gay. Add a woman in it, make her lame and gay. Actually, let's see, what if we have it, we just Cartman. Whatever, I do what I want. See, how about Kathleen? Come on, there's got to be N. Kennedy. Sorry, that's hilarious. No Cartman. Well, but it's so tiresome at this point. Again, I'm not a Star Wars fan. I've seen the first trilogy like maybe 2-3 times. I've seen the second trilogy, like Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith. Same thing, maybe once or twice. And then the newer, nope, haven't bothered. But to say that it's against women, that people are bashing because it's women. No, again, people have been fans of this since the beginning. No one's had a problem with Leia. Same thing as I've said with Doctor Who. Doctor Who fans, some of them have been around since the 1960s when it came out. No one's had a problem with it. Oh, it's always been woke. It's always been political. People were able to tolerate back then because it wasn't every single episode. But now they don't care because we're living in an era where it's applauded. So they keep shoving that crap in your face. And if you complain about it, oh, you're just an incel, you're a homophobe, you're a racist, you're this, you're that. Instead of saying, you know what, maybe we are going overboard with it because, every episode doesn't have to have some kind of political meaning behind it. Some episodes can just be fun. No, everything's got to have a message. Every episode's got to be racism, white man bad, climate change. It's just ridiculous. So Star Wars is the same thing now. It's got to be, oh, look at us, the future is female. And then when they get backlash, it's like, oh, I don't understand why people don't like it. You must hate women. No. Lynda Carter, Wonder Woman, not just Lynda Carter Wonder Woman, but Gal's Wonder Woman, badass. All in iterations of Catwoman, even Halle Berry's. It's a controversial take there. I mean, it's Halle Berry. Even if the movie sucked, she was still nice to look at. Even Anne Hathaway's was pretty badass. Poison Ivy, whether it be terrible Uma Thurman version, but even in superhero movies, there are a lot of badasses. So to say that women don't have representation or, there's no boss bitches, it's just completely false. It's completely false. And when you try to force this, when you come out and say, oh, we're going to purposely do this, you're going to push people away. And then when you're facing that backlash, you're going to put up that shield like, oh, you all are just misogynists. You're homophobes. You're racist. You're sexist. You're this, you're that. Instead of saying, yeah, you're right. We're forcing it. They just deny and say, oh, you incel, that's not for you. Every single time. So when this is getting backlash, when the next movie comes out, when it's gonna be soon, I'm sure, when they face backlash, it's like, oh, you just all hate women. You're all misogynistic, sexist, and you all vote for Donald Trump. You know, it's the same shit every single time. And Hollywood, even after South Park calls it out and makes fun of these people for doing the pandering, they still don't get it. They still do not. They are the very definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over, hoping for different results. They are the very definition of insanity. So again, we have nothing against women. We are against poorly written women, women who are inserted into a story for the whole purpose of just being a woman in that story. You know, it's kind of like with like black characters. Tell me, how many characters have you just seen in 2023 that all had that the shaved side of their head, and they all had that hair, whether it be braided or whatever, all different meaning, whether it be, you know, comics or video games or movies, shaved over, and it would either be braided or whatever, but strong black female. How many times have you seen that type of character? And when you see that type of character, you know it's going to be a badly written character. So it's nothing against those types of people, but if you're putting those types of people in here for the sole purpose of having them in there, the story itself is going to suffer. The character is going to suffer. But that's not, these people don't get that. They think we're just complaining to complain that we hate women. No, we were telling you, if you want to make a woman who is strong, it needs to be genuine. You know, you can't just make a strong female character and make all the males stupid and blunt, you know, like, me male, me not know what do without girl creature. You know, that's what they do. They make these movies or these games or these shows where the males are just fucking stupid, bumbling idiots, and they can't do anything without the big, you know, the big, strong, powerful women around. It's not genuine. You need, especially in a movie like Star Wars, you need both sides. You need strong male character, strong female character. That complements each other. Don't just have, you know, Luke basically getting told what to do and this and that by, you know, females. You know, you don't. But hey, what do we know? Maybe we should just go the route of, you know, now let's remember, no hate watching. No hate watching. No, she's not considered a badass. I was gonna say Bella from Twilight, but Bella's a terrible character. She's not only terribly written, but she's just so selfish. She's just such a bad person. Like really, if you read the books, watch the movies, Bella is a terrible person. Like I don't know how anyone said that she was a great role model for children or little girls, because she's not. But yeah, let me know your favorite badass woman, and it doesn't have to be from Star Wars. Like I said, you know, there we had, you know, there was Linda Carter or even Elvira, even a character like Elvira. You know, a strong, powerful woman. So let me know your favorite strong, powerful women. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.